Hiya, welcome to Redefining Rach. I am Rachel and I am creating the story of my life. I am here to help you overcome the obstacles and fight those demons that get in the way of you bettering yourself and living the life that is best for you. So the lesson I'm sharing today is the only person you can change is yourself. So that is the only focus. No matter what has happened, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the circumstance, the only person you can change is yourself. The only perspective you can change is yourself. You can list all these scenarios that are kind of like out of your control, and some of these things can be really, really horrible things that someone does to someone. The thing is though, whatever the circumstance, it's still always going to be down to you, how you choose to deal with it. So as harsh as this sounds, especially when it means that maybe if someone has done something to you, you have to take the responsibility. You don't have to take the responsibility for their actions, but you do have to take the responsibility for how you choose to react, how you choose to go on and go forward. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes this is a bit of a hard one. It sounds like a bit of a cruel one, but it just is what it is. Life is just sometimes unfair. Sometimes life is just really difficult. Sometimes life just throws things at us and we're just like, why the hell did you choose me? Why did you pick me? But the only person that we can change is ourselves. And it's down to our minds, it's down to our perspective, it's down to how we choose to go on. So this is something that I've learned, like, especially where I felt over the years that, you know, in a situation where I felt like I was wronged by someone. It's a lot harder to change somebody else's perspective and to get them to understand how they made you feel in that time or what they did and how it affected you. People have all their different reasons, whether conscious or unconscious, of why they do the things that they do. And you know, it's such a hard thing to do, to try and get someone to understand it from your point of view. But what you can do is control you. So let's say, like, you know, you're having a bad day and everything is going wrong in that day. It's up to you to allow the next bad thing, you know, they say bad things come in threes. The next bad thing happen and the next bad thing happens so that you can just continue having a bad day. Or you can decide that this is happening and this is really trying to break me down, but I am going to intentionally do something that is going to make my frame of mind change, that's going to make my environment a bit happier. Something as little as putting on music, something as little as wearing something that makes you feel good, watching a TV, just something that you need to do to just take yourself out of that moment. That's something that I found that helps me. So even like with friends, like someone that has a bad perception of you or a negative perception of you and they share this perception, there is nothing that we can do to change that. There is nothing that we can do for them, but what we can do for ourselves is make sure that we don't live up to whatever that they say. What we can do is make sure that we take ourselves away from it. So sometimes it might be that, you know, this person that continues to act in a certain way that I do not like. You know, they're always gossiping or they're always saying bad things. I can try and explain to my friend that, look, you know, I don't really like it when you talk like this. I don't really like it when you share these things. This is not what I'm doing with my life. But for the most part, we can't change that. They might just stop doing it around you, but you know that they're just acting around you. So sometimes it might be your responsibility to take yourself away from that. It might be your responsibility to say, do you know what? I'm going to limit the amount of times I see this person, or I am going to make sure that if this person starts talking this way, I am going to be disciplined enough to make sure that I don't continue that conversation. I don't wind myself up in talking, in gossiping, in sharing negative news about other people. This is a decision that I've made to myself, and I'm not going to do that. Whether they want to have discipline or not, that's got nothing to do with me, because the only person that I can change is myself, and I'm trying to better myself. And along this journey, not everybody else is going to be doing it at the same time as me or have the same understanding as me. So I found that this is one very powerful lesson that I've had to learn. Like, just because I'm doing something, it doesn't mean that everybody else is doing it. Just because I see, you know, the world in this view doesn't mean other people are going to see it in this view, in their view. And the only thing I can do is just make myself. So even, for example, where I've shared the story of me not feeling that I had anyone around for me when my mum passed away, I couldn't change that about them. I could potentially tell them that, guys, I need help. But then at the same time, that would come with all of these different feelings of, well, I shouldn't have to tell you that you need help. How can you not know that someone that has, you know, lost their mum is going to need help? Or wouldn't you just think that, you know, you can help with my son or something like that, so that I can have a moment to myself, I can have a moment to cry. I could try and tell my friends that, but for the most part, they might get offended. They might not be able to give me the time. They might not be able to do the thing that I expect them to do. For the most part, people people don't know what you expect them to do. But what could I do? The best thing I could do for myself. So it's not like that's the only thing, but if we just focus on ourselves and draw in at all times the responsibility on ourselves, it's like, okay, well, I can't expect this of other people, but what can I do for myself that will make sure that I am there for myself in my time of need? Okay, what we're going to do right now is, Rachel, we're going to focus on yourself. We're going to give yourself moments for yourself each day. We're going to make ourselves feel good. We're going to change the whole story of our life. And that is something that I found so powerful, just taking the responsibility of anyone and everyone, whether it's your mum, whether it's your friends, whether it's the workplace, wherever it is, anything, like just leaving them, just like wherever it is, whether they disappoint you, whether it's life, you know, okay, that's fine. I can't control that, but what I can control is myself. And that's the lesson that I want to share today. Just bring in that focus on yourself and whatever you can do, what lesson you can learn from it, what you can do to make yourself better or to make that situation better, because we can only really count on ourselves to be there for ourselves. That's the best thing that we can do for ourselves. So I want to encourage you to just draw that focus in on yourself and give yourself the responsibility of looking after yourself. You will thank yourself for it. Thank you very much for listening to this video. I hope that you will join me in the next video. I hope that this has helped you. If you were like me before and you know you may have felt wronged by other people or wronged by the world or wronged by God, or you know, not understanding why things are happening to you or why people are not treating you a certain way, just draw that responsibility back in and take control of that, of your life, and make it about you, to you, and what you can do for you. I'm telling you, you are worth it. You are a gift to this world and you are here for a reason. So let's start treating ourselves like we are the gift to this world, and let's focus on bettering ourselves. See you.